Today we're looking at how to create a letterhead in Microsoft Word. So the first thing we'll do is go into the header by double clicking, and we'll go under the Insert tab to Shapes. I'm going to insert a simple rectangle here and just adjust that over to make sure it's covering the whole thing. And then what we want to do is under Shape Fill, we're going to change this to a nice dark blue, and under Shape Outline I'm going to make sure there's no outline. Under the Edit tab we're going to hit Edit Points, and using this tool you can move the existing corners of the shape. You can adjust any points. You can also click in any new places and drag them to create new points to adjust. You can use this to turn a simple rectangle into a more interesting shape, something that features some nice flowing curves and that kind of thing. If you don't like exactly how a point ends up, you can simply click the point and use those two white squares to adjust how it's moving. This is a good idea if you end up with a really sharp point and you want to adjust it. The other thing you can do is use the curve tool, in which case you just click where you want to start, and then you click additional points and it'll make it all into one nice continuous curve. This is a good alternative to working with rectangle shapes. It usually ends up in a slightly smoother curve, but again, if you don't get exactly the shape you want, you can always adjust those points afterwards. Link your shape all the way around, and when you hover over the endpoint, you should see it make a shaded area. Click there to finish it. Here I've moved the shape behind by simply right-clicking on it and clicking Send to Back, and then adjusting the color to a slightly lighter shade, and again taking out the outline. Here we're adjusting the point there because it was looking a little sharp. Simply click the point, move the white boxes to adjust the figure. I'm going to add one more shape here to the top. Click where you want to start. Click a few other points to get one nice curve. What I'm going for here is a layered wave or ocean feel. Connect it all the way around to the beginning, hover over, click when you see the shaded region, set your fill color, change the outline to no outline, and send to back. Again, you can see on the right hand side there's a bit of a sharp point, so click the point, adjust it with the white boxes until you get a smoother curve. The white boxes are not creating new points, they're just changing the way that the existing black point is operating. When you click out of the header, you'll notice it fades to a light shade. That just is showing you which area you're working in. So whenever you're working in the header, make sure that it's this nice bright vibrant color. Then you know you're adding things to the header. If it looks really faded, that means you're not adding things to the header, and things won't work out the way you want them to. So just make sure you're always working within the header, keeping that bright, nice region. The next thing we want to do is add a logo to our header. Our header for our company is going to include our logo as well as our website, our phone number, and our business email. So here I'm just quickly opening a logo that I've previously downloaded. The best thing you can do here is click the Align button and click Align in front of text. This is going to give you the most freedom in moving your logo around and also make sure it's not sitting behind anything. Simply adjust it to the size that you want. Now a thing to note here is it will let you put the logo in this location whether you're in the header or not. So make sure again that there we can see what it looks like when we're not in the header. Make sure your colors are nice and bright that you're working in the header. If there is some text underneath the logo that you've saved, you can either create a shape like this and color match it to cover the text, or what I'm going to do is go into picture format to the remove background tool, and then we can see here it's wanting right now to remove the lettering as well as some of the logo. So I'm going to click mark areas to keep. I'm going to mark that I want to keep the areas of the logo at the top as well as the center of the logo, and it's just going to remove that purple part at the bottom. So I'm going to check mark that, and now we've got just the image here for our logo. Moving back out so we can see what's going on. The next thing we need to do is insert a text box for our company information. So we can go to insert text box. I'm just using the first one. Reason for a text box instead of entering right into the header is this will give you a lot more freedom for moving your text around. I'm going to go to the Home tab. For my company name, I'm going to make the text a little bit bigger and choose a new font. Then I'm going to enter my company name. I've decided to call this example Wayline Surf Co. We are a sports and leisure surfing rental company. I'm going to change the box fill to no fill and the outline to no outline so that the text will blend with my logo, and I'm going to change the font color to white so that it shows up nicely on the dark blue background. Moving down, I'm going to make the text smaller again, and I'm going to add the company website as well as the phone number and company email. For a website, I've simply called it wayline.ca. Now when you're moving through the different lines here, notice that if you just hit enter, it will leave a gap between your lines. So here I'm going shift and then enter at the same time to get rid of that gap and put my lines directly next to each other. Entering the company phone number. A lot of corporate email addresses will simply be info at whatever your website is. So my email is simply going to be info at wayline.ca. Last thing I'm going to do here is right click on the website and click remove hyperlink, just so that it formats it as normal text and it matches everything else going on. Moving down to the footer, I want to do a little bit of design here as well, but it's not going to be as elaborate or involved as the header was, just something nice and simple. So I'm going to go back to my curve tool in the shapes box. And I'm just going to add a couple of waves to complement what's happening at the top, but again, I don't want them to be as large or elaborate and probably not as brightly colored either. Just something to fill in a little bit of that blank white space at the bottom of the letterhead. So using the same techniques and tools that we did for the header, I'm just adding 2 sets of curves for the bottom, and these one I'm shading in a gray, just again so it doesn't stand out as much as the header did. Now the last thing we're going to do is just make sure that we save a copy of this. This is our base letterhead that we're going to use for creating a few other assignments with, so make sure you save a copy of this, and then every time we go to create a new assignment, we'll make sure to save another copy of it so that we always have a blank letterhead copy available, as well as our other assignments that we're making. In the next video, we'll take a look at how to take this letterhead and use it to make a company memo.